You are here on Eswatini TV. I'm Nathalie Tole, glad to have you on the program. We live in a world where connectivity has become the backbone of our daily lives. From entrepreneurs, growing their businesses to accessing essential services and keeping us connected, the internet has become a necessity. But as we embrace the digital age, is the true value of connectivity simply about the cost of data, or is it about what a reliable connection enables us to achieve? Today, we explore this conversation under the theme, the real price of connectivity is measured in what it makes possible. My guests today are brought to you by the PR and Brand Network. Stay tuned for that conversation, but first, let's get you up to speed with some of the latest in business. In our business stories this afternoon, the Director of Small and Medium Enterprises, Mluleki Dlamini, has highlighted the impact of the mini cottages established by the ministry, saying the initiative will empower local small and medium enterprises by providing critical business support and development opportunities. The director says the ministry is committed to strengthening small and medium enterprises by helping them obtain product certification, improve the quality of their goods, increase the presence of locally made products on store shelves, and expand into international export markets.
Currently, we've got 3 areas that the minister officially opened, which is Mliba, and also we have Lukongolweni, and also Mbolonjeni here in Babane. The 3 factories, actually mini cottages, I would say, are for businesses that focus on production of dried fruits. The one in Lukongolweni, and the one in Mliba is doing vegetable acha, and the one in Mbolonjeni is doing biscuits. So these businesses will be incubated in these facilities for a period of 4 years, whereby they will get mentorship, training, and also be taken through certification process, where they will be mentored, and they will have a consultant that will assist them with their certification of their products and also the management system. This will help them to have their products traded in our domestic market and also have a potential for export. And all of these products will be given the mark of Ingelo, so that we know that they've been tested and they also have a certification. So we see great potential of these products, that they will now be on our local shelves. And we have that guarantee once they are tested that they will be fit for consumption, and also that retailers will be able to trust their brand.
One of the beneficiaries, Lungelo Dlamini, the director of Patience Delight, a company that produces biscuits, says this opportunity has come at the right time. He explains that operating from home made it difficult for local retailers to trust and stock his products because the business was not certified. He continues to mention that the mini cottage will provide a compliant production space, enabling the business to obtain certification, expand its market reach, and significantly increase its profits.
Usitile kakhulu umsebenzi lo wento welitiko ngoba kusekuqala kwethu ukusebenza kule business siqale sisebenzele ekhaya ehulumbe nje leliseceleni ekhaya. So nyalo ke sekutasita kakhulu ngoba sesitawukhona ngena ku formal space lebe singakhona ukungena khona ku formal space etitolo letifana nabo Spar nabo Pick n Pay ne exporter ke kulamanye amave sesitawukhona ukwenza lokho tasita kakhulu kukhulisa business yethu nasetimalini nje sibe ngconywana.
The Minister of Commerce, Industry and Trade says the mini cottage program is designed to help small-scale businesses overcome the high cost of product certification. According to the Eswatini Standards Authority, certification can cost up to 60,000 emalangeni, largely because Eswatini currently does not have its own product testing laboratories and samples must be tested outside the country. The ministry mentions that by providing compliant production facilities, the program will enable more entrepreneurs to meet certification requirements, improve product quality, and compete more effectively in both local and regional markets. Reporting, Nelswendla Ngamandla, Vuminkosi Nzinisa, Babane.
business organizations have been trained to use the upgraded International Trade Center ITC market analysis tools, which will enable businesses to access real-time market data, tariff information, and other critical trade intelligence. The Eswatini Investment Promotion Authority, EPA, says the tools are expected to strengthen business ability to make better market decisions.
As Eswatini Investment Promotion Authority, part of our mandate is providing information that is related to exports to the traders so that they can be able to identify market opportunities out there. But, this information that we provide must be data-driven so that it informs decisions in a better way, so that when these businesses, when they go out there, they do not actually fail. They actually can compete because they have been given the data that they need to make those informed decisions. So in essence, this training helps us to then use these ITC tools that have been developed to actually provide that intelligence, which we can then interpret for businesses, and we offer them those market insights as APA in terms of where the opportunities are and how big they are or how small they are, where they can explore even in terms of products.
Chapter Programs Officer for the Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa, Federation of Women in Business, shares her insights on the importance of the tool for exporting businesses.
They need to know the competitors and also, the tariffs that are put onto those markets as they try to sell to these different markets. So with this information, they are able to make informed decisions because these are real-time statistics or data.
The International Trade Center says the overall objective of the workshop is to strengthen the capacity of Eswatini's certified trainers to effectively use the upgraded market analysis tools and deliver high-quality trade intelligence and market access support for Eswatini's micro, small and medium enterprises. Reporting, Nelson Dlangamandla, Fuminkosi Nzinisa, Ezulwini.
And you're up to date with some of the latest in business. Join us after the break for a conversation on the true value of connectivity. This is Market View.
To all the viewers of Eswatini TV in the kingdom and beyond. Eswatini TV is regulated by the Eswatini Communications Commission through the Broadcasting Code and Broadcasting Guidelines. Under these instruments, the station commits to broadcasting information and news that have been fact-checked, programs and content in respectful language with no elements of hate speech, violence or sexual activity. If you hear any unsuitable content on this channel, you have a right to voice your complaints with the station management. Should you not be satisfied with the response or action taken, you can escalate your matter to the Communications Commission at PO Box 7811 Babani. Call 2406 7000 or send an email to info@esccom.org.za. For more information, visit www.esccom.org.za.
Welcome back. You're still watching Market View, and moving on at the program on the subject of connectivity, we tend to focus on the price. But today, I need you to introspect rather. What are you able to achieve because your connection works when you need it the most? The PR and Brand Network is bringing you this conversation where we unpack the real price of connectivity being measured in what it makes possible. Our guests are Harrison Mufaya, founder of Vio Gaming and Gadgets, and Lindelwa Mangwe, aka Swazi Queen, and is popular online as one of the fastest growing social media personalities and lifestyle content creators. A very good afternoon to you both. Thank you very much for your time. Lindelwa, I will start with you. Your career exists entirely online. I'm aware that you're also a qualified health professional.
Yes.
But for someone who may not understand what goes into being a content creator, how important is connectivity in your day-to-day work, in your line of creativity?
Of content creation. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Natsile. Well, I always need to be connected, to be quite honest. And me being a content creator means, in as much as I love posting my own vlogs, personal vlogs and everything, but now I work with brands.
Yeah.
And working with brands, they have certain deadlines they have to meet.
Yes.
So when you are expected to promote a certain product or whatever it is that they need you to do for them, you're working on a specific time frame. So then now you need to be reliable, because if they say, oh, okay, we need you to post this at 7 a.m., for example, you need to make sure that by 7 a.m. it's up. So you need to be connected. You cannot make excuses, because now it's not about you personally. You're now working with the business. It's a brand. It's serious.
And engagement as well.
Exactly. So you need engagement also, yes. So when businesses approach you or companies approach you, they're working on a time frame. So you need to be considerate of that. Oh, okay, by 7 a.m. I need to make sure that this is up. So connectivity for me is really crucial. I need to always make sure that wherever I am, what time I am, I need to post all the time.
Listen, I like that you're in the studio as a digital creator, and we're actually having this conversation with you as part of the group of people that constantly need to be online.
Exactly.
But Mofaya, or Harrison rather, I'll come to you. You're a business person. You're also the founder of Vio Gaming and Gadgets, and you sell gaming consoles, electronics and gadgets, much of it through online platforms, I suppose. How important is reliable connectivity to your business, to keeping your business alive?
Hey, Nathila, connectivity is very, very, very important in our lives, especially as young entrepreneurs and small business people. Just because we are competing with so many big companies out there in a way. And for us to reach our clients, it's so important because customers really need quick feedback, right? So for us to actually give them the quickest feedback, we need reliable connectivity.
Yeah.
No matter how much it costs, it is so important. And besides that, as gamers as well, the people that we actually are working with most of the time, gamers also need that internet, because they're able to interact with friends out of the country. They're able to play games online on real time. So connectivity is very vital in this day in life, especially when it comes to entertainment and business itself.
What happens when the internet becomes unreliable? How does that affect business?
It is so frustrating, and it sometimes when there's no reliable connectivity, you might lose clients, you might lose business, and when that happens, it's more like you don't even know what to do in a way. So reliable connectivity is very vital. So when that happens, we are so used to it in the fact that we can't operate. It takes us back to the Stone Age. Now we have to leave the house and all do that, but we cannot rely on that in that olden day age lifestyle.
Swazi Queen, can I call you Swazi Queen?
It's okay, yes.
Coming back to you, you highlighted earlier that often working with brands, they give you a deadline,
yes,
right? And the way I see it, when brands approach you, they look at someone who is professional, and they definitely choose someone who is consistent. I think you've built that brand for yourself. How much does reliable connectivity contribute to maintaining your reputation online?
It makes me a reliable content creator, to be quite honest, because let's say now I'm working with you, Notile, and then you want me to promote whatever it is, and then we have a very good working relationship, we meet the deadlines and all of that. It's easy for you now to then recommend me to another company, because they're going to ask you that, oh, we saw that you worked with Swazi Queen, how was that relationship? So if now you were not happy with my service because now I'm complaining about, oh, there's no network here, oh, I'm sorry, can I please postpone and post at 10 p.m. when you said 7 p.m., then now I'm unreliable. So it really helps me as a brand, because I am a brand, and as an individual also, because then now it's easier for people that I've worked with to recommend me to other brands to be like, oh no, she's actually quite good and she meets deadlines and her working relationship is quite good.
And it helps you at the way I'd say it,
yes,
as a brand,
exactly,
to keep your at the same time your creative juice is flowing.
Exactly.
You're able to create
I can't be
content.
frustrated about the network.
Yeah.
It has to be the least of my worries, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Harrison, coming back to you, you work with gamers,
Yes.
and this is rather a field that is, being promoted now more than ever. How is it important? Why is it important that good connectivity, or why is good connectivity important to gamers?
It's very important because you need to stay up to date with the new trends. There's new games that come out each and every now and then, so you need to stay up to date because, like I said from the beginning, there's competitors everywhere. There's big establishments, and there's us small businesses trying to make it out there. Reliable connectivity helps us to stay up to track.
Yeah.
We're able to research more. We're able to also supply customers on time, because customers are very different. Especially when it's more like Tile, I'll make an example. If you want to buy a gadget for your kid or for yourself, you'll always want me to respond to you on time. But if there's unreliable connectivity, you will perhaps not trust us.
Yes.
So,
Lindola, the theme of today's conversation, our engagement right now, is the real price of connectivity measured in what it makes possible. Connectivity has made it possible for you to grow as a content creator in Eswatini.
Yes.
But there's somebody that's sitting and thinking, how do I do this? How do I grow? They're trying to consider data packages. They're trying to consider a lot of factors. What would you say to them when you speak, or given what you have experienced in terms of connectivity?
Personally, in as much as it may be unfair for me to say this, but I personally feel like, just like you said earlier, sometimes it's not about the price.
Yeah.
So you have to pay for convenience at some point. Data may be expensive, but if you're really trying to build a brand and also to be reliable, as Harrison has said, in businesses and all of that, you always have to stay connected. So in as much as it may be a bit expensive for other people, but sometimes you really have to pay for convenience, to be quite honest, because you need to be up to date. For example, if you're running a business, you always have to be connected because people need to reach you. They need to see your products. If maybe you are someone that advertises online or whatever, you need to be constantly posting and all of that. So you cannot just say, no, I can't post because data is so expensive.
Yeah.
It is expensive, I know, but sometimes you need to just put that thought at the back of your head. Exactly.
Yeah.
So you have to pay for convenience sometimes.
Harrison, Swazi Queen has just highlighted on how consumers would pay for convenience. Business people might want to pay the price for efficiency. As a business owner, do you think affordability tells the story entirely, or there's more to it?
Affordability is important, but reliability and consistency as well.
Yeah.
It also matches the value, because without the reliable network like we've been speaking about, it's so hard to stay in touch, to stay on track. So the reliability, also the coverage as well itself comes in handy.
Yeah. If you're watching, we're discussing connectivity, reliable connectivity, that is, and we're exploring how connectivity supports economic growth, innovation, digital inclusion, opportunity, and which is why the PR and Brand Network is bringing you an event curated just for you, and it will take place on Friday, the 7th of August from 10 a.m. at the Hilton Garden Inn in Babane. Lindola, before we wrap it up, what's one thing that you would like to leave our listeners with, or viewers with, when they have to consider connectivity?
Pay for convenience.
Okay.
To be quite honest, if you're really trying to build a brand or to be consistent in business, just like he has said, just try to pay for convenience, to be quite honest, because you need to be reliable. People need to see your products. People need to be always connected to you. So in as much as it may be a bit of an inconvenience, but sometimes you really have to pay that extra price.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, we're about to wrap it up, but I do have a challenge for each of you. So if you could complete the sentence, the real value of connectivity is, Harrison, I'll start with you. What is the real value of connectivity for you?
The real value of connectivity is, what can I say?
As someone in business, what have you seen? What have you witnessed? What has become the real value of connectivity for you, for Vayo Gaming and Gadgets?
Like I've been mentioning, the reliability part of it.
Sure.
Because we're growing a brand, and for us to continue growing and for us to have that efficient customer service to clients, we need a reliable network. You know.
From the perspective of a content creator,
what is the value of connectivity is not the price.
It's not the price.
It's definitely not the price.
Swazi Queen and Harrison, thank you both for your time. That was Swazi Queen, a popular social content creator, digital content creator, and Harrison Mofaya, who is the founder of Bio Gaming and Gadgets. And we're talking about the value of connectivity. They've both just shared their experiences with us, and we heard that the real cost of connectivity is not just measured in the cheapest bundle, but it's also measured by opportunities created, businesses that keep operating, creators who reach their audiences, and communities that remain committed or are connected to the rest of the world. This is Market View. We're back with in-house economist Anele Sibia. Stay tuned.
Those that are in pain must forget all the problems they have. Because the things of the earth have got no answer. But the answer that we have is all morning. When I'm preaching here, I'm preaching to myself. I receive the Holy Spirit.
I declare that a turnaround is coming my way.
Turnaround is coming in my life.
What does it take to lead, to make difficult decisions, to build organizations, to inspire people, and to create lasting impact? This season, the platform takes you beyond the studio into spaces where leadership exists. Welcome to the Boardroom Experience, a powerful new season featuring honest conversations with some of Eswatini's most influential leaders.
Get out, mix together. Even yourself, let us not look at government only. Let us be the ones who create employment for ourselves.
Don't be the job seeker, be the job creator.
There are many, many talented people, young people within Eswatini. I think all they're just lacking is the opportunity to showcase this talent.
I'm very interested in, women's empowerment and, getting youth participating in the local economy.
The platform, the Boardroom Experience, where future leaders meet today's champions. Coming soon, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on Eswatini TV. Sibugo Semaswati.
Welcome back. This is the final segment of the show, our market analysis segment. As always, we do have in-house economist Anele Sibia joining us virtually. Mr. Sibia, good afternoon. Thank you very much for your time. Second trading day for the week. We do have U.S. labor market data coming up this week, Friday, I suppose. What's on your radar?
Thank you, Notile. Good afternoon to you, and also good afternoon to the viewer. So yes, markets are actually right now focused on earnings. We've seen, beautiful earnings coming through from some companies already reported, and we're waiting to see the very first earnings report that SpaceX is about to put out. And then there's also the geopolitical tensions. But right now, markets are rebounding and focusing on the earnings data that we are expecting, and also on the geopolitical tensions that are easing. So starting with the US, Notile, what we realize there is markets are on an upward trajectory, rebounding to levels of somewhat record levels. We're seeing the Dow Jones Industrial Average hitting that 53,000 mark, which is somewhat of an uptick and a new time high. with the Nasdaq Composite Index up 540 points, and the Standard & Poor's Index back on that 7,600 mark, just focusing on earnings and improved, relations between the US and Iran. But then we're also looking forward to that non-farm payroll data that's coming in this Friday, being the first Friday of the month. And then moving on to the European markets. Again, we are seeing that overall upbeat tone in Europe. The London Stock Exchange, the FTSE 100 is up on maintaining the 10,800 mark, which is the all-time record high that we know, up 27 points. And the DAX in Germany is back on the 26,000 mark in terms of all share volumes, up 108 points in today's trade, while the CAC 40 in Paris somehow just posits a small decline there, 1.93 points in today's trade, but overall it remains on those record highs, just signaling that markets are taking these adjustments in the Middle East conflict quite positively, and moving forward with that momentum and hoping that we're going to see that momentum staying in markets and staying in trade. But we are seeing conflicting commentary coming out of Tehran and the US. We have the US on one side saying markets saying that talks are back on track, but Tehran says right now there isn't any formal market sentiment. There isn't any formal resumption or meetings scheduled there. And then when we come into the Asian markets, the Nikkei is up 200 points in today's trade, and the Hang Seng there in Hong Kong is down 156 points, and the Shanghai Composite Index is up 12.62 points. So overall, what we are looking at and what we are seeing there is that return to momentum in markets, but we can see the Asian markets are somewhat a bit cautious in terms of that uptake of those positive momentum. Coming into South Africa joins the rest of the world with that upbeat momentum, gaining at 817 points in today's trade, while Eswatini remains relatively at the 501.77 mark there. In terms of price of gold and Brent crude, we are seeing the price of Brent crude oil is up 84.77 in dollars per barrel in today's trade, and the price of gold is also up to the $4,111.30 per ounce. They're signaling the fact that markets are now beginning to price in, albeit in small doses, a downward cut in interest rates. And that's when we are seeing the spread now beginning to favor the price of gold as compared to other equities there. And then in terms of the currencies, the Lilangeni is regaining ground, trading at 16.46 against the dollar, and trading at 18.96 against the euro, and trading at 19.57 against the Japanese yen. Now that momentum is driven and pushed by the fact that we are seeing a return to those peace talks there in Iran. Now what that signals is the fact that there is stability that is coming back into markets, and therefore traders are now willing to take advantage of emerging country currencies, the Lilangeni being one of those, and we are seeing that return to the lower 16s against the dollar, and also against the euro. We are back on that 18 mark. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Spear. That was economist Anele Sibia filling us in on the day's trade. Until the next edition of Market View, from myself and the team, thank you for your company. Take care.
One of the member states identified as under migratory pressure.